Hi, I'm Jeremy Dow. I'm a student at UCO. I'm in the Professional Communications course, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about open primaries in Oklahoma. The Supreme Court has said the current primary system restricts participation and competition, as well as diminishes your First Amendment rights. Pretty surprising, huh? The open primary system could make a huge difference for the better in Oklahoma in their political process. The problem in Oklahoma today is that it's semi-closed, which means that the Democratic and Republican parties get to choose whether or not they allow you to vote in their primaries, neither of which has done so in the past decade or so. They also get to choose which candidates that you can vote for in their primaries. So you get to choose from who they tell you can choose from. 66% of Oklahomans want more choices. It's also extremely difficult to get on the ballot if you're not a Republican or a Democratic candidate. It requires roughly 75,000 signatures, or 5% of the vote total from the previous year's election results. Prior to 1974, though, there was only a 5,000 signature requirement, so it's gotten a lot tougher. The Daily Oklahoman has said, "We agree that it's too tough for an independent party to get a presidential aspirant on the ballot, and reform is needed." Open primaries in Oklahoma are the solution. We have to change our election system to allow for open primaries in Oklahoma. We can do this by either using the state legislature to enact a new state law, or put an initiative on the ballot that we can all vote for. But this needs to be changed by state law. What can primaries do for you? They can make Republicans and Democrats answer to you, since they don't have to pander to just their base, and they're going to need to make an effort to appeal to all voters, not just the ones in their own political party. You can vote for who you want to, which means if you're a Republican and you like the Democrat, then you can vote for the Democrat candidate to make sure that you see him on the general election ballot. Ralph Nader was recently here in Oklahoma City, and he made a statement while he was at the OBAR rally that the political process in Oklahoma would be widened and that it would encourage participation in the democratic process. The more candidates we have on the ballots, the better it's going to be for us in Oklahoma, because the more they'll listen to us. Arnold Schwarzenegger just said about their new primary system in California, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party despise this. Why? Because it takes power away from them and gives it back to the people. What can you do to help make this change? Well, currently there's a House Bill 1072 in the Oklahoma State Legislature that Representative Charles Key has put forth in an effort to reduce the number of signatures from the current high level of about 75,000 back to the pre-1974 level of about 5,000 signatures needed. That will they will do and what they will vote for when it comes times to making laws for you. Does it make you feel good to know that the United States Supreme Court feels like your First Amendment rights are being diminished by the current primary system? Does it make you feel good to know that the current primary system in Oklahoma is among the strictest